Hi, this is Chris Dillard with the Release Technique. Now, each of us has a very dynamic relationship with everything in our lives. That's best summed up as I can, I can't. So there are things in our lives that we feel confident about. We feel that we are in charge of, that we have an answer to. And there are things in our lives that we feel the opposite about. We don't have an answer. We feel insecure. We feel not confident. We don't know what to do. So how is it that we have this relationship, and what is it that determines whether this relationship is one of I can or I can't? Now, is it up to the mind to determine what this is? Is it up to our knowledge? It can't be, because there are certain things that we don't have an answer to in our head, but our feeling is, I can. I feel confident about it anyway. I don't know what the answer is, but I'm going to find that answer, and nothing's going to stop me. So it's not up to our mind. It's up to courageousness. That's a much more powerful influence of whether we can or can't do something. So what does it take to harness our courageousness and get bigger than our mind, bigger than these stories of limitation? I have doubts. I have feelings of I'm not good enough. Or get bigger than our feelings of fear, feelings of frustration, of anger, of resentment. That every time that we confront something, these feelings come up and they influence whether we feel like we can or can't do something. Now, each and every one of us has the ability to step into courageousness in an instant, as we so choose, because it is just a decision. Now, if you get into your car without any intention and you just sit there, you're not going to get anywhere. But if you get in your car, you take out your key, put it into the ignition, turn it on, put it in gear, step on the gas, and you're going. That's what it takes, just a decision. Now, if you've been releasing and letting go of feelings, letting go of wants and desires, which are just lacking feelings, or deciding to let go of an old story that's been running in your head, saying, I'm not listening to it anymore. I don't need that information. It doesn't help me. And it doesn't help me to be negative and beat myself up. I decide to let that go. And I decide to love myself instead. If you've made any of these decisions, you moved up into courageousness each and every time you decided to do that. So it's just a simple decision. Now, it takes a practice to get over these old habits that we have of listening to the old stories and believing everything that our mind tells us. Therefore, I want to invite you to a special event that's going to give you a giant leap over these old tendencies and over your mind. It's called the Mind Freedom Retreat. And it's all about wiping clean these past programs that we put in. Programs that say, I can't, I'm not good enough, I don't have an answer. And letting it go. And in its absence is just a natural state of being positive, of knowing I can. Now, this is the real key, because when you know that you can, it doesn't take any effort. You just know. And courageousness, believe it or not, doesn't take any effort at all. So prove it to yourself. Join us at the Mind Freedom Retreat. It's happening in Vail, Colorado, beginning on November 7th. Click the link below and join us. This is going to be the most powerful step forward you could take right now in your life. Now let's prove that we can, and we can step into courageousness. Now, Take a look at something that you feel like you can't do in your life. Something that you don't have an answer to. And just notice how you feel. That I can't brings with it a certain lacking feeling. Maybe a sense of frustration, a feeling of emptiness, and feeling of insecurity even. Now, whatever feeling, whatever it is that you're experiencing now with this, I can't. The easiest way to get bigger than it, move up into courageousness, is to just surrender to it. And it may sound funny. Well, surrender, isn't that giving up? Mm-mm. It's the most powerful thing you can do. So try it out. Now, whatever you're experiencing with this I can't, this lacking feeling, could you just surrender to this feeling? And what I mean by surrender is allow yourself to feel it. Let go of wanting to separate yourself from it. Let go of wanting to get away from it. And just open up to feeling this feeling. And move towards the feeling. Now move towards this feeling even more. Now, if you don't necessarily have a feeling that you're feeling, take a look at this picture or this story in your mind. You definitely have a picture about it. Just move towards this picture. And surrender to this I can't. And surrender to it even more. And surrender to it even more. And even more. And surrender to it even more. And even more. Now notice what you're experiencing. See if you're feeling a bit of a softening happening. It's like softening our armor. See, we try to protect ourselves and build up defenses and armor about all of our feelings and all those dangers in the world. But it takes an insecure person to throw up armor. It takes someone who is totally secure to just be wide open. Here I am. Give me your best shot. So, could you just open up and surrender to this I can't? Surrender to the feeling. And surrender to the story. And allow yourself to be one with it. See, someone who is a master of their lives, they don't need to separate themselves. Oh, I can't have that. I don't want that. A master can be with anything and still be in charge. That's the test of a true master. Now, could you allow yourself to be one with this I can't? Could you allow yourself to be one with it even more? And even more. And give yourself permission to be one with it. And surrender to it even more. And even more. And even more. Now, notice what you're experiencing now. See if you're feeling more courageous, more into I can. Now, this is proof that you are bigger than these stories. You are bigger than the feelings. So it's time now to decide to not let this nonsense run you anymore. It's about time to just decide to let it all go. Step forward confidently in your world and choose to be the master of it. So join us at the Mind Freedom Retreat and experience once and for all just how powerful you really are. Click the link below, and we look forward to being with you.